What's happening, viewers? This is Wade Crusader. In this video, I will detail the locations of the hero bolts in Ratchet Clank All for One. Firstly, there's a couple things you should know. The hero bolts are color coordinated per character. Ratchet is orange, Clank is blue, Dr. Nefarious is purple, and Quark is green. The locations don't change with the character, but you'll have to collect the bolt with that color-coded character, meaning you'll have to play the game roughly 4 times in order to get them all. And the number is 42. Now, why would you want to collect them? Well, the hero bolts unlock skins for that character. So, if you want all the skins, you'll have to beat the game 4 times unless you play multiplayer. They show up when that character is used. Now, if player 1 is using that character. Okay? So let's begin in the Eldoros Plains. The very first bolt in the game is in the detention facility under the glass in the second incinerator room. The second bolt is on the right side on the way out of the facility. The next one is a ways after the first droid lab on the second platform of unstable ground. When you meet the pyromites, the bolt is hanging out on the ledge. Careful because it crumbles away after a bit. When you come to this fork in the road, go right, deal with the pyromites, and the bolt is under the glass. You'll be launched to this rock at some point, and the bolt is just sitting on top of it. After crossing the first bridge, it's here on the right. Defeat the enemies in the arena battle, and the bolt is right in front of you. The last bolt in the plains is after the hookshot catapult. It's right up there, slightly to the left. Now let's move on to the Deadgrove. The first bolt is after a catapult between 2 turrets on top of the rock on the right.
We make an excellent team.
When you bounce down these mushrooms, use your teammate to bounce right back up these platform for another bolt. Next to this grove beetle, break through the rocks and spring will launch you up to the next level, and the bolt is on the left.
Prepare for blast-off, Captain.
The next bolt is during the jetpack session. It will be behind this wall of glass, so ramp through it and it's yours. The last bolt in the Deadgrove is next to the third droid lab. Next up is the nest, and the next bolt is right after the first lift race.
Do I win anything?
The next bolt after that is after the next lift race.
We will not hurt you, little creature.
When you ride up the wind tunnel, look to the left of that platform for the 17th bolt.
I'm too old for this foolishness. Steward, alert all forces. I will not allow these...
When you come to this circular room, the bolt is on the right. After you lay the smackdown on Spog, the bolt is down the elevator in plain sight, and I will finish off the nest. Grab your fishing gear, because now we're going to Octonaught K. After the first sonic pylon and swing shot, the bolt is right there in the open.
Sonic technology to call on creatures or activate machinery.
After the second string of hook shots, go to the right and another bolt is there for your collection.
Those flabberfish appear to be hungry.
The only bolt located on the Wasp is behind the first large fan you see. After the Wasp, you will raft along the reef, and the next bolt is on this island in the beginning of the section. The last bolt in Octonaught K is next to the sad remains of the once glorious King Sapoid, or however you want to say it. The first bolt in the Jerawatt-Forest is on the left of this arena section. It'll be right here. After you meet the first Guardian, the bolt will be on the right. Next one is hanging around the second Guardian, but watch out for those people. The next bolt is really tricky because it's in the Rosa fields. After this energy repository, cut left and it's hidden in a corner, but keep an eye on that energy level. The last bolt in Jerawatt is near the third cable used to power up the facility on the edge of the platform.
Activated. Power core operational. Reset.
Just got a whole lot better.
As you first land on the Phonica moons, come towards the screen to the right a ways and they'll be right there. While traveling across the later section of the moon, the next bolt will be located behind this wall. After this section of the security tunnels, the next bolt will be behind this laser minion.
I cannot be defeated.
The last bolt to collect in the Phonica moons is after the jetpack segment on top of this elevator. Now let's move on to the Polar Sea. The first one is off to the right and down a bit as soon as you crash land. Just like the moon. This bolt will present itself when you finish the third sliding segment. That's all there is to it.
I'm gonna name you Philip.
After a ways, the next one is off to the left on some fragile ice, and I'm pretty sure this is right before you fight the second scorch spot. This will conclude the Polar Sea. Now we move on to the final area of Uzo City. When you get off the first platform, keep moving right, and that's the end of the walkway.
This hollow map says that Miller Rock Plateau is just outside the city. Keep an eye out, rookies. These ruins are probably crawling with Debo's minions.
Ooh, shiny.
When you're sneaking across the sentries on the bouncing platforms, it's right there out in the open. After a series of spin shots, you'll land on this platform, and this bolt is on the right.
Ooh, shiny.
You'll come across this segment that leads to an area chock full of enemies. This bolt is in the back corner on the left.
Rest easy, my furry friend. I'll take good care of you. Ammo. Stuff to kill stuff with. Ooh, shiny.
At the top of this manually powered elevator, you'll be ambushed by a bomber minion, then the bolt is down a bit on that walkway on the right.
Ooh, shiny.
And finally, the last bolt in this game is past these sentry minions after Commander Spog leads you to the heart of the Ephemeris. Alright then, that just about does it. Well, a couple things I'd like to add is that the costumes unlock consecutively throughout your collectible hunt and not just given to you all at the end. And the second thing is you can skip around and it'll save, assuming you've beaten the story mode already. What I mean by that is, let's say you get the last ball in the Aldoros Plains, then you could just skip to the Deadgrove and not have to fight the octopus boss, if you don't want to. Okay? So that being said, thanks for joining me in this playthrough. Please join me next time. This is Weird Crusader signing off. I'll see you then.